Hello friends, and welcome to Miss Debbie's Storybook STEM class, where we always find a little bit of science in every book we read. Today we're going to be reading a book called Perfect Square. And in the book Perfect Square, we're going to see lots of colors, lines, symmetry, patterns, and we're going to use all of those things to transform a perfect square into something different. Maybe a fountain, maybe a window, maybe a garden. There's so many possibilities. So are you ready to read our book called Perfect Square? Let's go! Perfect Square. This book is written by Michael Hall. He looks very happy to be a perfect square. What do you think? It was a perfect square. It had 4 matching corners. These are our corners here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it had 4 equal sides. That means they're all the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was perfectly happy. What a happy square. But on Monday, the square was cut into pieces and poked full of holes. It wasn't perfectly square anymore. So it made itself into a fountain that babbled and giggled and clapped. That looks like a lot of fun. On Tuesday, the square was torn into scraps. Look at all the scraps. I wonder what it will transform into. So it made itself into a garden. What a very clever square. On Wednesday, the square was shredded into strips. On Wednesday, the square was shredded into strips. Look at all the strips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wonder what it will transform itself into. Do you have any ideas? Look at the colors. Green. So it made itself into a park. How pretty. See the kite flying here? Very nice square. On Thursday, the square was shattered. That's like glass. Glass shatters. Look at all that. Look at all the colors. Pretty greens and blues and yellows. So it made itself into a bridge. Why not? Look at that cool bridge. On Friday, the square was snipped into ribbons. All the different color ribbons. We get some blues and some greens and some light blues. What will it transform itself into with ribbons? So it made itself into a river. Look at the little fishies swimming in the river. Very creative. On Saturday, the square was crumpled and ripped and wrinkled. Wow, that poor square. He's gone through a lot of transformations. I wonder what that will turn into. We have some purples and blues and whites. So it made itself into a mountain. I like that one. On Sunday, the square waited to see what was next. It waited and it waited. Nothing happened. Pretty color reds. Its 4 equal sides were confining. Its 4 matching corners were rigid and cramped. It's not perfectly happy anymore being a perfect square, is he? Look at, he's sad. Think he had a lot of fun transforming himself into all different kinds of things. What do you think? I think so too. So it made itself into a window. What a colorful window with all the different colors there. Very nice. That looked out onto a mountain, that gave birth to a river, that was crossed by a bridge, that led to a park, that was home to a garden that had at the center a fountain, that babbled and giggled and clapped. The end. So now it's time for us to do our activity. We are going to transform our own perfect square into a new creation. So let's go. For our activity today, we are going to need printables that Miss Debbie has sent home with all of you. If you don't have a printer, that's okay. We can cut out some squares of different colored paper or white paper. Now a square has 4 equal sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you cut out your square, you're first going to measure it using a ruler. And all you have to do is make sure that all of the sides are the same size. Miss Debbie chose 8 inches. You can choose however many you'd like. But I made sure that my paper was 8 inches long on all 4 sides. So I have cut out all different kinds of paper here. You're also going to need a hole punch if you have one, a glue stick, and some crayons to color your paper, or some watercolors, or Miss Debbie used some bingo daubers here to add a little bit of color to my paper. So the first thing that we are going to make is a mountain. We're going to make a mountain with our square. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that you're going to need some paper to glue your masterpiece onto. So for the mountain, I think that I might choose orange. So have a piece of square paper ready, and then choose a background. I think I might choose blue to have a blue sky in the background. And for our mountain, let me find our paper here, you can either use the printable that we have here, and it says to cut along the lines and crumple the pieces of paper and then flatten them. Then we're going to glue the pieces onto a separate piece of paper to make a mountain. So what Miss Debbie is going to do is make a line, a diagonal line, from one corner to the next, just like that. And that's what you're going to do. Once you're done making your line, then we're going to cut it. Just like so. Now comes the fun part. We're going to crumple it. So we're going to take our paper, crumple it in our hands, just like so. Do the other piece the same way. Crumple your paper. And we're going to transform a perfectly simple square into a mountain. Let's do it. Now we're going to uncrumple our paper, flatten it out a little bit. This adds a little bit of texture to your paper and makes it look like a mountain. So now, here we go. We can put our pieces of paper on top of each other and make a mountain. So we're going to put some glue on the back side of our paper. If you don't have a glue stick, you can use some liquid glue. And then I am going to glue it right down here on the bottom. It's okay if your paper goes off the side a little, but I think that makes it look pretty cool. So then Miss Debbie is going to put some glue on the back side here. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. There we go. I'm going to put it next to this one. There is my mountain. Now, what can we add to the mountain? Jeez, I could even make it look like a little volcano. and make some lava coming out of the top and maybe oozing down the sides. You can do anything you'd like with your mountain. And I think I might make a few clouds on the top, just like they did too. Make a little line here and make some puffy clouds, maybe a little one over here, and make some puffy clouds. There we go. So there is our mountain that we transformed from a simple square. Now the next activity Miss Debbie has for us to do is a window. We're going to take another square sheet of paper. I think I'll use yellow. And I think I am going to put it on some green paper. Now for our window, all we have to do is make 2 lines down the middle, both ways. It says to cut out your square along the dotted lines, glue the square on a sheet of paper, and color the square to make a window. So I am going to fold my paper in half to try to help me find the center. Fold it that way. Then I'm going to fold it this way. And that's an easy way to find the center of your paper. And then I think I will use my blue crayon and I'm going to follow along the lines. Just like so. And there is my window. Now I might want to think about something I could draw on my window, something that I would see outside. Think I'll make some clouds again. You can make anything you want. Think I might make a bird. Miss Debbie sees lots of birds outside of her window. I think I'm going to make a purple bird. And I am just going to make a little circle head, a little oval body, some wings, maybe a foot or 2, and maybe a little beak. There's a bird. Now what else might I see? Oh, might see some bushes. Miss Debbie has some green bushes outside of her window that I can see. And a tree. And I make a purple tree. Why not? There we go. So once we're done, we're going to put some glue on the back of our square, our perfect square that we have transformed into a perfect window. Now that I have my window down here, Miss Debbie might draw some curtains on her window. Maybe I'll do some blue. I'm going to color those in a little bit. There's one on one side. Now I'm going to color this one on this side. So you get the idea. Be creative with this. Take your time with it and have lots of fun transforming a simple square into so many different things. So there's our next one. Now the last one Miss Debbie thought would be fun to do is to make a garden. The hole punch you would use for the fountain. And I'm going to let you do that one at home. All you have to do is follow the directions on the paper, or if you don't have a printer and you have a square that you'd like to use, you are just going to make some dotted lines here and different shapes. So I've got one here at the end making it a triangle and the same on this side. So this is symmetrical because it's the same on both sides if we folded it in half. There's a little strip down the middle, and then there's a line here, a line here, a line here, and a line here. So it's the same on both sides. Now what we are going to do is we're going to color a square. You can choose any color you'd like. Again, here you can use your watercolors, your crayons, your bingo daubers, whatever you would like. And what you're going to do is cut out your square, and then you're going to tear it into scraps. So now I've cut it out, I've colored it. I'm going to tear it into some scraps here. This is fun. It's fun to tear things when you have permission. There we go. I have a lot of pieces here. And voila, that's what we have here. Now for my background, I think I might use some blue. Nice blue sky in the background. So for my garden, I have the tops of my flower garden. I'm going to need to draw some stems. So I'm simply going to make a lot of green lines. Oh, this green isn't very dark, is it? A lot of green lines for my stems for my flower garden. And I'm going to make a little green grass on the bottom here. And I am also going to look for a darker green crayon so I can add it on with it. There we go. And I think I might do those stems over again so you can see them. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is take some of your glue and glue it alongside, on the back of the paper. And you're just simply going to scatter the pieces that you've torn all along the stems of the flower in your flower garden. So you get the idea. Have fun with that. Take your time with it. Keep adding on all of the flower petals that we have made with our perfect square. Thank you so much for joining me today, my friends, reading our book about a perfect square and having so much fun transforming a simple, perfect square into so many different things. Until I see you again next week, my friends, stay happy and healthy. Bye.